Next up, taking a peek at the steering wheel as well as the cluster screen inside of the Kia Telluride. So let's dive in and figure out what's going on. So we may have the option for a heated steering wheel, and that's going to depend on which model of the vehicle that you're in, but it is nice and it's heated pretty much all the way around. I love all the little highlights though, like this metallic highlight. We've got this nice glossy highlight down here on top of that. But one thing about the wheel, it is going to be manual telescoping. So just by our left knee, we've got a little release there, in, out, up and down as necessary. You can make out our little head-up display, which I'll touch on in just a second there. But let's lock that back into place. So let's take a peek, starting off with our left stick. So we've got a button that we can flip on the tip of that left stick. And what that's going to do is we kind of zoom in there. You can see that it's moving us between our different light options. We can also adjust what's going on with our fog lamps. So toggle those things on off. Along the opposite side, we can control our front windshield wipers or our rear windshield wipers. So we kind of move up and down to go for our front ones, and then we adjust this little tip stick in order to be able to adjust what's going on with our rear. So very straightforward there. But so many other great options that are available here. So, I mean, taking a look, like I love that Kia logo there. I like what they've done with that. That's a really, really nice job on Kia's part. But let's dive through all of the different buttons and options. So on the left-hand side, we do have a little button there. That's going to be for us to be able to change songs, radio stations. We can navigate using our voice, things like that. If we were hooked up through Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, that would also double as the flexibility to be able to use our Google or our Siri Assistant. We've got a mode button, and what that's going to do, you can see it launched up another screen, is let us change between a few options. So that's essentially all of our different audio sources. I honestly just recommend whatever ones you like to listen to, adjust and select all of them as necessary. And then every time you press this mode button, it's automatically going to switch you between all of those different sources. This one is going to let us figure out what's going on with a few other things. So same idea, we can have it go to certain options. So privacy mode, we can activate our passenger talk, our map, we can reroute and things like that. So anytime we press that button, it'll be customized to however we have it set up there. So very straightforward. We can answer or hang up on a phone call. We've also got our volume rocker down there. We can push in the middle. So let's say if we ever going, push in the middle in order to be able to mute out. So mute, unmute as necessary. From there, we can also change between different songs and radio stations. So if we're on our radio, we can go up and down in order to go between all of our active presets there. Or we do a press and hold in order to be able to seek. So seeking that way, mute out as necessary. So very straightforward to adjust this. Along the right-hand side, these are going to be all of our buttons in order to, well, I guess a few of them anyways, for our smart cruise control system. So this actually turns the system on. It's obviously not met because we're not driving, but we turn it on. Once we reach whatever cruising speed we'd like, we go up or down to increase or decrease 1 kilometer or 1 mile per hour at a time. This is our distance indicator. So how close or far away do we want to be away from the vehicle that's in front of us? And then we've also got our lane centering system or our lane keep assist. So what that's going to do is it's going to literally turn the wheel for us as long as it recognizes the lane markings. It's honestly a brilliant system. You might also have the option on top of that for highway drive assist, which means it's going to utilize the map and even artificial intelligence in order to be able to automatically change. Oh, you saw that? Oh, that's really cool. Forgot to point that out, but how cool is that? Squirrel. All right, but that highway drive assist, it'll automatically change lanes for you. It can automatically brake, pick up speed, etc., just based off of what's going on with traffic around you. It is a really brilliant system. But if you want to walk through on how to use the smart cruise control system, check down in the description. I've put together a comprehensive video explaining how it all works. And very straightforward there. And we've got 2 more buttons left. So these 2 are going to let us go between all of our different pages there. So you can kind of see it moving and adjusting as we go through. So this one moves us between the pages. This one moves us up and down. And then it also acts as an OK button. So we push and hold OK in order to jump into a series of different settings. So we've got our smart cruise control, a series of other options there. Speed limit warnings, warning methods, driver attention warnings, and things like that. But if you want to walk through on how to use the different media screens going through those options, check down in the description below for that walkthrough instead. But it is nice that we've got that as an option there. And then you saw we're just pushing this pages button to move between our different pages. Moving down, you can see we've got our drive info and a series of other ones. So we do have this little thing right in the very middle there, so you can kind of make it out. We've got a few different dots. So what that's going to do is that essentially denotes what page we're on. So as we go up and down, we've got a few pages, some basic info. Our drive information is based off of our current drive, since refueling is since the last time we've refueled the vehicle, and then our total info for all of the drive. So if we wanted to easily adjust these out, we could. We can also, if we want to, press and hold OK in order to be able to reset any of these options. So it is neat, we've got that flexibility. Moving up and down there, we've got our timers there. We've also got our digital speedometer. So very straightforward there. And moving to our next page, we've also got our compass. But one really cool thing is that on our map, if we've got a route going, so let's look for point of interest icons. Let's go for Canadian Tim Hortons. There we go. So we've got a series of different options there. We select. We're going to set as our destination. And a few seconds in, start guidance, and boom! So we can see there that it's showing up right in our cluster screen there, so we can see what direction we need to take. And then even, might just be able to make it out there in our head-up display, which is going crazy. But we've also got what's currently going on with our route there on top of that. So really, really cool that we've got that option available. And then we can easily cancel route out there as well if we want to, just on the screen cancel, and it just defaults us back to our compass again. And then we've also got what wheel is getting which amount of power. So we can kind of see that adjust on the fly, which is really, really neat. So we can kind of see the vehicle's literally going to shift and it's going to adjust us as we're driving. And if you want to know what tire pressure is and things like that, just start driving in order to see it. But a few other things to point out. We've got our speedometer on the left side. We've got our tachometer along the right. We've got what gear we're currently in along the very top. So if we change out to another gear, you can see there that our reverse sensing system pops up. Or if we're driving, we've got a little obstacle in front of us. So you can see what's going on there. But one thing I really love, look at this. The option for a full 360 monitor. Really, really cool that we've got that available as an option. Taking a look at the very top there, series of other things so we can see again what page we're on as we go. We can also see what other options we have available that are activated along the very top there. So if we turn off our auto start stop system, our auto hold setting, you can see that one turning on off. Along the very bottom, you can see how much fuel we have left. Bottom right side is our current distance traveled. But I mean, that's a lot of information, but everything you need to know about the steering wheel and cluster, with the exception of the head-up display. So let's take a quick peek at this. It's going to be a little challenging to see. All right, hold on. You're going for a little, oh, there you go. That's what it took. All right, but take a look at this head-up display. So it's built right in there. I love it. You can see what systems are currently activated there as well. If we had speed sign recognition, so as of right now, it's not recognizing our speed because we're just kind of parked in a random parking lot. But as we travel, we can see what the current road speed is right in our head-up display. And then if we have a route going, it would also show us the route right in our head-up display there. So I'm going to show you here.
Please proceed.
Look at this.
Highlighted route.
So that's available right up in the head-up display. It is really cool that we've got that available as an option there. And there are other safety settings and things like that we'd be able to adjust. And some of the adjustment is done very straightforward right through the media screen there. So you would have that available as an option just to kind of move through. Like I said, if you want to walk through on this, check down in the description of the video. But lots of information there. And that is everything that you need to know about the steering wheel, as well as the cluster screen inside of the Kia Telluride.